Okay, so welcome back to, I don't know what you want to call this, like the channel, a vlog. It's not a vlog because it's no video. I don't know. Whatever you want to call this. Welcome back. Today, I actually just got off of the phone with you and I was like, I want to record this because I just finished it. And so today we'll be reading my 21-page report on the Virginia big-eared bat that I finished in 53 hours straight. I did not sleep for 53 hours. It was low-key a lot of work, but without further ado, let's get started. Okay, the Virginia big-eared bat. I think the Virginia big-eared bat is one of the most fascinating and unique animals in our state. Honestly, it is one of the most overlooked. With its large ears and nearly as long with its large ears that are nearly as long as its head. Guys, excuse me, I am dyslexic, so if I mess up, my bad. This bat truly stands out. However, its appearance isn't the only interesting thing about it. The Virginia big-eared bat is highly rare and endangered. It is a unique species of the Townsend big-eared bat and only lives in a few specific areas of the Appalachian Mountains, mainly in parts of Virginia, West Virginia, Kentucky, and North Carolina. Because its range is so narrow and requires a very specific type of cave and forested environments to survive it faces serious challenges to stay alive. Unfortunately, many people don't realize how fragile the species is or how important it is to protect it. The Virginia big-eared bat relies on healthy ecosystems, quiet caves, and steady food supply, all of which can be affected by human activity and disease. Habitat destruction, cave disturbances, and white nose syndrome have pushed this bat closer to extinction. Still, there is hope. Scientists, conservation groups, and local communities are working hard to make a difference. In this project, I'll take a closer look at the big-eared bat and everything that makes it so special. I will talk about its physical features, habitat, diet, parenting, why it's endangered, what efforts are being made to protect it, rabies, and folklore that goes along with it. I chose this topic not just because bats are misunderstood and often viewed as scary or annoying, when in reality they are very helpful and cute, but also I wanted to learn more about a native animal that plays a key role in our environment. And I guess because you, Audra, made me research it. And I'm really glad I did because it helped me see bats in a different light. Okay, let's get into this. So, this is physical features and classification. The Virginia big-eared bat has several features that help it stand out from other bats, as its name suggests. One of the more noticeable traits is its very large ears. The ears can grow over an inch long, which is quite large considering the bat's body is only about 4 inches long. When you see pictures of this bat, its ears catch your attention first. They're almost as long as the rest of its body. Its wingspan stretches between 10 and 12 inches, giving it plenty of room to glide and twist through the air at night while hunting. The bat has a soft brownish-gray fur that helps keep it warm. It also has a small round face with a nose that many people find cute, including me. There are noticeable lumps or ridges on its nose, which scientists believe may help improve its sense of smell and hearing. I don't know how the nose can hear, but I find it cool. Aside from its looks, this bat is fascinating with a specific viewpoint. Even if the classification terms may sound a bit confusing, here's how scientists classify the big-eared bat. Kingdom. Actually, I have no idea how to pronounce any of these. So I'm not going to try and pronounce the actual name of it, but it's kingdom, which means it's animal, not plant or anything else. Phylum, meaning it has a backbone. Mammalia, indicating it's a mammal, so it has fur and drinks milk as a baby. Order, which is the order all bats belong to. I don't know. Family, which is a group of bats often called evening bats. Species, I have no idea how to pronounce their actual name, so I'm not even gonna try. Subspecies indicates it's a Virginia kind of bat. Anyways, Like many other bats, the Virginia big-eared bat uses echolocation to help it hunt in the darkness. This means it sends out tiny sound waves, too high-pitched for us to hear, and listens for echoes that bounce off of objects like trees, walls, or even flying bugs. It's similar to sonar and helps the bat figure out where things are and how far they might be. This ability is very useful since these bats mostly fly and hunt at night. Their big ears make it guys, this is really getting to me. Their big ears make them even better at picking up the sounds, giving them a hunting advantage. Alright, we're only on page 4. That's fine. So this is habitat and behavior. The Virginia big-eared bat primarily lives in caves and found in parts of the eastern United States, particularly in Virginia, West Virginia, Kentucky, North Carolina. These regions are part of the Appalachian Mountains, which is the bat's preferred habitat. Caves play a crucial role for the Virginia big-eared bat. They are essential for sleeping, hibernating, and raising their young. Unlike some bat species, they migrate long distances with changing seasons. This bat stays relatively local throughout the year. It simply moves from one type of cave to another based on the weather and season. During winter, they hibernate in deep caves that remain cool and moist. These caves help them survive the cold months by maintaining a steady body temperature while they rest and conserve energy. In the spring, they move to warmer caves that are better suited for raising their pups. These caves are often located near forests or woodlands, which is important because this is where they hunt. Forested areas provide them with a safer place to fly and feed at night. Bats like these are sensitive to their surroundings, and a combination of a quiet cave and nearby wood is exactly what they need to thrive. Virginia big-eared bats are shy and gentle. They are nocturnal, meaning they are active at night and rest during the day. While resting, they hang upside down in small groups inside caves. Sometimes these groups consist of just a few bats, or other times, especially in nursery caves, they can be many more. A notable fact about their loyalty to their roosts. They return to the same caves year after year, and if a cave becomes damaged or disturbed, the bats do not relocate. They can lead to their survival being at risk. Human disturbance poses a significant threat, particularly during winter hibernation. If somebody enters a cave where bats are sleeping, even noise or light from a flashlight can wake them. When disturbed, they expend energy they need to survive the colder months. If this happens too often, it can be fatal. This is why protecting these caves and keeping people out, especially in winter, is vital for saving the bat species. Okay, now we are at diet. These cutie patooties mainly feed on flying insects like moths, beetles, and mosquitoes and other small bugs they catch at night. Since they only eat insects, they are called insectivores, I think. This diet is vital for keeping nature in balance. Without predators like the Virginia big-eared bat, certain insect populations, especially the irritating and harmful ones, can grow rapidly. For instance, mosquitoes can become a bigger issue, increasing spread of illness like the West Nile virus and making summer nights uncomfortable for both people and animals. Other insects like beetles can also harm crops and plants, which would be bad for farmers and the food we consume. Bats control insect numbers naturally without using harmful pesticides or chemicals. One bat can eat hundreds of insects in a single night, which adds up quickly when you consider the entire colonies of bats hunting together. So despite appearing small and irrelevant, bats greedily influence ecosystems and our economy by protecting crops. Virginia big-eared bats have some remarkable tools that help them find food in complete darkness. The key tool is echolocation. Echolocation. This ability involves the bat sending out high-pitched sound waves that bounce off objects and return as echoes. Their large ears allow them to detect these returning sounds with amazing accuracy. This ability lets them see with sound, helping them find where the insects are flying, how far away they are, and how fast they're moving, and even what type of bug. It's similar to how dolphins and submarines use sonar. This makes bats skilled hunters, able to swoop, twist, and turn throughout the night sky with speed and precision. Echolocation is particularly useful in dark forests and near caves, where it's nearly impossible for a human to see anything. The Virginia big-eared bat's ears provide a significant advantage, making its echolocation more effective than many other bat species. Their hearing is so acute that they can pick up the lightest wing flaps or faintest rustle of a moth. Even while flying fast, their extraordinary hunting abilities and appetite for insects makes them some of the most valuable and overlooked animals in our ecosystem. Without bats, like the Virginia big-eared bat, we could face a serious problem. There would be more insects carrying diseases, increased crop damage, and an unbalanced food chain. That's why protecting these bats isn't just saving one species, it's about helping maintain a healthy environment for everyone, including us. Alright, now we're at reproduction. And if you know me, I don't call it reproduction, I say sexy, sexy, sexy time. Oopsie, you fell. Anyways, Virginia big-eared bats have a distinctive way of reproducing that sets them apart from many other animals. They typically mate in the fall, around late October, just before they enter hibernation for the winter. However, something unusual occurs after mating. Females do not become pregnant immediately. Instead, they store the male sperms inside their bodies throughout the winter. This process is known as delayed fertilization. It may seem odd, but it's actually a very smart survival skill. The female waits until it's spring to fertilize the egg, allowing her to give birth in early summer. When the weather is warm and insects, the bat's main food source, are abundant. This timing provides the pup with the best chance of survival. Each female only gives birth to one pup each year. While this may not seem significant for an endangered species like the Virginia big-eared bat, every single pup is crucial. They do not have large litters like some other animals. The population grows slowly. Their slow reproduction rate makes it difficult for the species to recover from issues like disease, habitat loss, or human disturbance. Therefore, protecting the bats is an essential. Losing even one can have a significant impact. When a pup is born, it's tiny, completely hairless, and blind. At this stage, it is helpless and entirely dependent on its mother for warmth, food, and protection. The mother bat feeds her pup with milk and keeps it close to her body to stay warm. Although the pups are fragile at first, they grow quickly. Within just a few weeks, they start to grow fur, open their eyes, and gain strength to hang upside down on their own. I lost my spot. By the time they are about 3 weeks old, most pups are ready to start flying. This is an important milestone because it means they can begin learning how to hunt and care for themselves. However, they still rely on their mothers for a while longer as they continue to practice and improve their skills at catching insects in the dark. During this period, the mother pup stays in a nursery roost. These roosts are usually located deep inside caves or other safe, quiet areas where the mother of bats and babies gather. The roost provides warmth, safety, and protection from predators. Being in a group helps keep everyone warmer, especially the pups that can't regulate their body temperature yet. The mothers take turns flying out at night to hunt for food and return to the nursery to care for their babies. It requires a lot of effort from the mother, especially since she's focused on just one pup. But it demonstrates how much energy and care bats invest in raising their young. The entire process from mating to delayed fertilization is rearing the pup to a closely linked... The entire process from mating to delayed fertilization is rearing a pup is closely linked to the seasons. That makes no sense. What am I even yapping about? I'll go back through it later and fix that. It serves an excellent example of how wildlife adapts to survive. It also highlights the fragility of an endangered species life cycle. If the environment changes too much, or if the caves are disturbed while pups are growing, it can disrupt the entire cycle, endanger the next generation of bats. That's why understanding and protecting their breeding habits is crucial for ensuring the survival of the bat for future generations. Okay, we're at why they're endangered. The Virginia bat. The Virginia big-eared bat was officially listed as an endangered species in 1979, and it still remains a risk today. There are several serious reasons this bat has become endangered, many of which are directly caused by human actions. One of the biggest threats and disturbance in their caves, especially during hibernation season, is when people enter the caves during winter for fun or by accident without realizing bats are inside. They can wake up the bats. This is very dangerous because hibernating bats survive by slowing their heart rate and using as little energy as possible. If they are woken up too many times, they burn through their stored fat before spring, which can lead to starvation and death. Even just one disturbance during winter can harm them. Habitat loss is a major problem. These bats depend on quiet forested areas near their cave homes to hunt and rest. When trees are cut down for roads, buildings, or farms, the bats lose their places they need to feed and roost. Without nearby forests, they have to fly farther to find food, which uses more energy and exposes them to predators, bad weather, and exhaustion. Losing forests also means fewer insects for them to eat. One of the most serious modern threats in the bat is a deadly disease called white nose syndrome. This illness is caused by a fungus that grows on the skin of hibernating bats, especially around their noses and wings. This fungus irritates them and causes them to wake up repeatedly during the winter. Like human disturbance, this drains their energy and causes them to starve before spring. White nose syndrome has already killed millions of bats across North America since it was first discovered in 2006. While the Virginia big-eared bat has not been severely affected as some other species, it is still at risk, and scientists closely monitoring their population. All of these threats, including disturbances, habitat destruction, and disease, have made it very difficult for the species to survive and increase in number. That's why it's important to understand these problems and support conservation efforts in protect these rare and fascinating animals. Okay, now we're at conservation. Fortunately, many efforts are underway to help save the Virginia big-eared bat. After being listed as an endangered species in 1979, several actions have been taken to protect it from disappearing completely. One major step has been protecting important cave habitats. These caves are now closed to the public during critical times of the year, like hibernation and maternity seasons. Signs are often posted outside the caves to remind people not to enter, especially in winter when the bats need rest without disturbances. If a bat wakes up during hibernation, it can use too much of its stored fat and may not survive the rest of the winter. Government agencies like the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services are leading bat conservation efforts. They track the bat populations by conducting surveys and sometimes tagging bats to monitor their movements and behavior. These organizations work closely with the big-eared bats live, including Virginia, West Virginia, North Carolina, Kentucky. Together, they create plants to keep forests healthy and ensure the bats have a place to feed, rest, and raise their young. Another major focus is stopping the spread of white nose syndrome, a deadly disease caused by a fungus that grows on the bats while they hibernate. I just repeatedly put this in. The disease wakes up bats too often, causing them to burn through the energy they need to survive the cold months. Scientists are testing different treatments like antifungal sprays that are safe for bats in cave environments. In some areas, researchers are also looking for ways to make caves less appealing to the fungus while still being perfect for bats. To protect the caves themselves, some have been gated. These gates have special bars that keep people out while allowing bats to fly freely in and out. This design helps balance the need for conservation without bats' natural behavior. These combined actions, including habitat protection, scientific research, disease treatment, and public awareness, are starting to show results. In a few protected areas, bat populations have begun to slowly increase, which is a hopeful sign for the future. Oh my goodness, we're already at 20 minutes. Also, my computer is supposed to like die soon. Anyways, that's whatever. If it dies, it dies. And then I just make a second video. And that's okay. Alright, protection. Not like sex protection. No condoms needed up in here, I don't think. Bats like the Virginia big-eared bat are crucial for our environment, even if they go unappreciated. Not by me. Many people think bats are scary or unappealing, when in reality they are interesting creatures that play a significant role in maintaining healthy ecosystems. One of their key is eating tons of insects. Just one bat can consume hundreds of insects in a single night. This helps control pests like mosquitoes, moths, and beetles, which can spread disease or damage crops. Without bats, farmers would need to rely on more pesticides, which will harm the environment and other wildlife. Bats also belong to the food chain. They are prey for larger animals like owls, snakes, and raccoons. Losing bats affects not only people, but also disrupts the entire ecosystem. Additionally, some bat species in other regions help pollinate plants or spread seeds, which is essential for keeping forests healthy and vibrant. While the Virginia big-eared bat mainly targets insects, they still play a significant role in the natural world. There are various ways we can help protect bats. First, we should avoid disturbing caves or old mines where bats roost, especially during winter or when babies are around in the summer. When hiking or exploring, it is important to heed warning signs and steer clear of roosting sites. Reducing pesticide use and harmful chemicals is also vital, since these can kill the insects. Kill the insects bats feed on or poison the bats themselves. Supporting conservation groups through donations, volunteering, or even raising awareness on social media can make a difference. Schools and communities can participate in building bat boxes to provide a safe home for bats. Learning more about these bats and teaching others can help dispel the myths that they are menacing or frightening. The more people recognize how beneficial and unique bats are, the more people are likely to protect them. Ultimately, the Virginia big-eared bat represents more than just an endangered species. It symbolizes how everything in nature is interconnected. Protecting one species helps safeguard many others, including humans, which is an ongoing effort, education, and respect for wildlife, so we can ensure that these remarkable bats do not vanish forever. Because I would low-key be like really sad. I don't know. Like, I think you have to look up a picture, because I can't like show a picture on here, but like look them up. They're actually like really cute. I love them. I think they're really awesome. Okay. This is rabies. The Virginia big-eared bat is not a known major carrier of rabies. In fact, there have been no confirmed cases of rabies in this subspecies. While bats can sometimes carry rabies, the Virginia big-eared bat mostly lives in remote caves. Since it stays far from humans and rarely comes into contact with pets or people, the risk of rabies transmission from this bat is extremely low. Virginia big-eared bats are shy and quiet. They're usually only active at night, hunting insects like moths and beetles. They do not act aggressive or curious around people, and they don't fly into homes like some other bats might. Because they're so introverted, it is rare for humans to see one, let alone be bitten or exposed to any disease like rabies. Okay, this one's low-key pretty. This one's like a page and a half long. This is folklore. Okay, I'm just gonna give a disclaimer. I don't want to like fuck up the names because I'm like really bad at reading anyways, but I'm really bad with reading like anything else, so I'm gonna not say the names. I'll spell them out, but I don't know how to pronounce them, and I don't want to fuck it up, so I'm not. Okay, this is folklore. A lot of Native American A lot of A lot of Native American tribes have interesting and meaningful stories about bats. Even though some people find bats scary today, these traditions view them as smart, special, and even magical animals. For instance, in I don't want to like mess it up. So it's Zuni culture. Bats are seen as messengers between the spirit world and the living world. They come out at dusk, the time between day and night, which places them in an in-between space. Some believe this allows them to move between worlds. In other tribes, like you spell it Ojibwe, bats symbolize deep listening and awareness. Bats use echolocation. Oh my goodness. Bats use echolocation. They make sounds and listen for echoes to navigate the dark. This reminds people to be quiet, listen carefully, and pay attention to what's really happening, not just what they see on the surface. Some native stories say bats helped humans learn about medicine and healing plants. People observed which plants bats landed on or flew near, helping them identify these with special powers. That's only one reason bats are sometimes linked to wisdom or spiritual guidance. They live dark in caves or hidden places, so they often represent mystery, change, and things we don't fully understand. Instead of being creepy or evil like in horror movies, bats in these cultures are viewed more positively. They symbolize transformation, like going through tough times and emerging stronger. This is similar how a bat starts small and becomes capable of flying and navigating in the dark. Quite powerful when you think about it. In southeastern tribes, like I know how to say it, but I don't think I can say it. Okay, Cherokee, Creek, and Apache. Bats appear in many old trickster stories and origin myths. The stories explain how bats got their wings or why they look like they do. In one of the stories, there was a big ball game between animals and birds. The bat was so small and odd-looking that nobody wanted him on their team. However, with help from the birds who made him wings out of drum skin, he became one of the fastest players on the field. This teaches a lesson about not judging someone based on their size or appearance. Another version of the story tells how the animals laughed at the bat, thinking he couldn't help, but he surprised everyone and became a hero. These stories show that being clever and demand can just be as valuable as being strong. There's also another tale where a bat is given feathers to fly like a bird. He doesn't take care of them and loses them, which leads to the leathery wings we see today. The story serves as a warning. It teaches people to appreciate what they have, to not take things for granted. Across all the tribes, bats are often portrayed as tricky, smart, and full of surprises. Sometimes they help others, and sometimes they make mistakes and learn the hard way. Ultimately, these stories convey human values like teamwork, respect, and responsibility. Oh, and using your brain to solve problems. So even if people find bats weird or gross, in Native American cultures, they're truly rich with deeper meaning. Okay, I'm almost done. I have less than a page left. This is my conclusion. The Virginia big-eared bat is more than just a small fuzzy creature with large ears. It is a rare and important part of our environment. Throughout this... Oh, that should not say that. Hold on, I'm editing this. Wow. Doing it. Okay. Throughout this project, I've examined the bat's appearance, habitat, diet, reproduction, and the series of threats it faces. It's easy to overlook animals like bats because they are small and active at night and often misunderstood. However, after learning about the Virginia big-eared bat in detail, it is clear that this species plays a significant role in nature's balance. These bats help control insect populations, which benefits both people and other animals. Without bats, there would be more mosquitoes, moths, and other pests that can harm crops or spread disease. Additionally, they serve as an important food source for other animals, highlighting their importance in the food chain. Unfortunately, this bat is endangered due to human insufferance, habitat loss, and deadly diseases like the white nose syndrome. Despite the grime situation, there is good news. People are working to help, from protecting cave habitats to fighting diseases. Conservation efforts are giving these bats a better chance of survival. While writing this, hold on. Oh my goodness, I can't spell. Project taught me a lot, not just a lot about the bats, but also the importance of paying attention to animals that most people overlook. Oh shoot, what just happened? Oopsie. Wait, where was I? Oh, even creatures that may seem scary or unimportant at first, like bats, can be very helpful and deserve our care. I also realized that small actions can lead to big changes. Avoiding caves during hibernation seasons, reducing harmful pesticide use, and raising awareness can all make a difference. In the end, the Virginia big-eared bat is a remarkable animal that deserves to survive and thrive in the wild. If we continue to support those working to protect it and educate others about its significance, we can give the unique species a chance at recovery. I hope more people take time to learn about and care for animals like this one, because saving them means protecting the health of our entire ecosystem. Okay, that's my 21-page project on the Virginia big-eared bat. I wrote it all. It was low-key really fun to write. I had a lot of caffeine during those 53 hours, which, I mean, I always have a lot of caffeine, but like, it was a lot more, and I could not wait to sleep after I finished it. Low-key was bomb. Like, I don't know, I have a lot more respect for bats now, so anyways, I think that's like all I have now. So I'll upload this, which, I mean, obviously, but I'll talk to you later. I'll probably do another one of these videos, probably, I don't know when, whenever I feel like it. All right, bye.